In South Louisiana, storms are a way of life. Every storm poses a different threat, whether from flooding or hurricane-force winds. At All South Consulting Engineers, we help protect our people from these disasters. Before a storm, we work with our leaders to prevent catastrophic damage. After the storm, we help get the resources needed for rebuilding. We have helped our cities, parishes, and school boards recover over $2 billion to rebuild our community. We'll be here for the next one.
All right, welcome back. It's Going Public. I'm Martin Falls. We are very pleased to have with us the CPRA chairman, Mr. Gordon Dove, and he is in the house today. Mr. Dove, good to see you again.
Good to see you. It's good to see you, Martin. Thank y'all for having me.
So many things happening with the CPRA. So where do we start? Maybe we can start with diversion a little bit, tell people a little bit about where it stands now, and then we'll go into the projects.
Right. Well, the CPRA, Coastal Protection Restoration Authority, is the authority over the coastal restoration, hurricane protection in South Louisiana, comprising of 20 parishes. I am chairman. I sit on the governor's cabinet, on what they call GOCA, Governor's Office of Coastal Activities, and I am chairman of the CPRA, Coastal Protection Restoration Authority board, which is Tony Alford is the vice chairman, and he is on the Governor's Advisory Board. And what we do is do projects, and we have a lot of money that's coming in. We still have BP money, and we've added a lot of projects. You're going to see as I go over my list. We really active on Barrier Island, segmented breakwater rocks, which I've been a big proponent of, and so has View, and also long distance pipeline sediment pumping, and of course pump stations and the levee system. So
if
we
you're
really
projects, I would be concerned about you. We got a few. Where do you want to start?
Well, we're gonna go with the first page is the list of major CPRA projects, and most of these are projects that were started since Governor Landry took office, and naturally I took office, and Glenn Leday, who is the executive director of CPRA, he pretty well runs the day-to-day operations. He is a civil engineer and a coastal engineer with a master's degree. Mm-hmm. So just to go over right quick, Fouchon segmented breakwater rocks, that is actually now 8.5 miles. We've added 3 miles to it from West Bell Pass all the way to Elmer's Island. And that is exactly what it says, breakwater rocks. Now, we're trying to put the rocks in at 8 feet, and we may push them to 10 feet above sea level. East Timberlake Island, this island was canceled years ago, and I'm not going to go into why, but I wasn't very happy about it. But with segmented breakwater rocks, so we've started the engineering on that, and we're going to do the Cassatet Islands. Mm-hmm. Now, remember, along this, we're going to do Little Pass, and we're going to do West Bell Pass. Mm-hmm. We're going to try to choke them down with what they call groin rocks to try to choke these passes down. And then Wine Island, which is completely underwater. So we're looking at doing Little Pass. We're looking at choking down Little Pass and Wine Island Pass. And Wine Island, like I said, is completely submerged with breakwater rocks. Marsh Island, which is more towards the Iberia Parish, and White Lake is over in Vermilion. Barataria Land Bridge, we're doing a land bridge in Barataria. And the reason I'm showing that's one of our projects, 6,800 acres. That's in lieu of that large mid-Barataria diversion that we're terminating. Right. Barataria long distance pipeline sediment. We're also going to be doing that in the Terrebonne Parish from the Chafalaya, Vermilion, Iberia levees and floodgates. The Rockefeller to the west, Grand Isle segmented breakwater rocks in Jefferson Parish, 15,000 linear foot of rocks. We're trying to get the Corps to go to construction. We're putting up some 20 million. The Corps has 40. Like anything else, we're pushing the Corps to move quick on it. We're trying to get it in this year. the north side of Grand Isle, the levees, pump stations, because Grand Isle floods from the north side when they have a south wind. The Empire lock systems, well, that's at Plaquemine. Bayou des Allemands floodgate, I'm gonna show you some pictures of that. That's a 250-foot gate in Bayou des Allemands. When Ida came through, it pushed the water right up Bayou des Allemands and about wiped out almost Kramer.
Yeah.
So this is for Lafourche and Terrebonne. And this is close to going to construction. And in the annual plan, we have $50 million for that. It's a $90 million floodgate. It costs Morganza. Tony Alford and his group are lifting Morganza's levees to the south 15 feet. As you know, when Francine came in with 11.5 foot of water, we started rushing, and the levee board, Terrebonne levee board, really rushed to lift the levees to the south.
Got aggressive, which was good.
Great job, and then caught the Chandelier Island, which is 13.5 miles. So. So really, that's a new project. We have, the annual plan consists of 146 projects, and that's just most of the ones around this area, and that's the larger one. Now, the next one is there's so much controversy about this 75,000 CFS pump state, CFS, 75,000 CFS diversion in Plaquemines Parish in the Barrett area. We are terminating that and moving with the Corps of Engineers, and the Corps will construct a 2,500 to 15,000 CFS diversion with federal legislation. In other words, it's been congressionally approved. And we're moving forward with this. The beauty part about going this, and they're going to do dedicated dredging, they're going to produce more land in 10 to 12 years, twice as much land as they were going to produce in 50 years with the other one.
That saves how much, 2.2 billion?
Yeah, then you're going to be able to redistribute $2.2 billion to new qualified projects, which is in the master plan, but it saves the state $1 billion. With a B.
Yeah.
So it's really an aggressive plan. We've been giving presentations to the different committees, and that we are moving. But the deal is, the last one went to 3.1 billion, and they ran out of money. There's no money to build. There's not enough money to build.
You're almost saving your budget.
Well, that's right.
Yeah,
that's correct.
You're almost paying for yourself.
That's correct.
That's pretty good information.
And this was authorized, Martin, in 2007. I do not know why they ever stopped that and went to that large diversion. It was an experiment. It didn't work. Time was lost and money was lost. But what we're going to, we're actually going to save an extra $400 million out of it.
All right, let's do this. We'll take a break. We'll come back more with the CPRA Chairman, Gordon Dove. Don't go away.
A new company with a lot of history, GIS Engineering has rapidly grown its brand around an experienced team of professionals. GIS Engineering is a full-service planning, engineering, procurement, and construction management company specializing in coastal protection and restoration, upstream and downstream industrial, and transportation infrastructure projects. Putting people first, GIS Engineering, a new company with a lot of history.
All right, I'm back with the CPRA Chairman, Mr. Gordon Dove. We've been talking about the diversion project. Just real quick, Mr. Dove, it's a 65-35 federal-state split.
Right. And see, we're modifying, terminating and modifying the big 75,000 CFS because of cost constraints and a lot of other problems that was entailed. And then we're going to move to a federally authorized 2,500 to 15,000 CFS diversion, which is a 65% federal money. So the state's matching with 35% money, which will be BP fine money. It won't cost the state a nickel. The engineering is a 50-50 state and federal. It will save state of Louisiana $1 billion with a B, and Also, we will redistribute, like we said earlier, $2.2 billion. And the reason I'm telling the public that because it's $2.2 billion on projects in all the parishes.
Once
not
again,
just
I
Plaquemine.
reiterate, you're going to almost be clear of debt. You're going to be spending monies and putting it back in the coffer. So
On new projects.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
And if you would have went forward, with the 75,000, it would exhausted all your funding, including Go Mesa.
It would have taken
It
everything.
really was a bad project. I mean, just to sum it up.
We'll go to the next.
And this is just just showing the different diversions in the river. And you can see those two white arrows were made by Mother Nature. That's those together, 159,000 CFS. And then the orange one is what we're doing, and we're modifying to a smaller one. And the two green arrows at the top are Carnarvon and Davis Pond. So it's still got a lot of water going into those basins from the river. Of course,
Next page.
Morganza. We just always show that. As you know, we're moving those levees up to 15 feet. Tony Alford and them, like I said earlier, they moving them up to 15 feet after Hurricane Francine. Mm-hmm. The Bubba Dove Lock, that's a $350 million project, which you can see that's the artist rendition of the completion of it. You'll have an 800-foot chamber, 110-foot between the wing walls, and you'll have sector gates at the north and south end of it. And on the south end of it, you're going to have 23 feet above sea level for the future.
That's sea level working on that one, right?
What's that?
Sea level.
Sea level, yes.
Okay.
And then the next one is just another picture of the gate without anything. You can see the cell off to the left where the operations will be done. This is the lock itself, artist rendition. These huge sector gates, and boats can come and go. So if you have a hurricane, you can actually come and go with an 8 foot outside on the outside in case a boat's coming in. Next one is just construction pictures. You can see the massive amount. Sea level is doing a wonderful job.
Robert Roth, yeah.
Robert Roth's company. Well, anyway, he's doing a fabulous job. The next one is the platform where the operations will be. And the next one is just some tidbits about it. They've already driven 136 vertical plumb piles, 157 batter piles, 16 piles. They're installing bulkheads. And the next one is, that's some mitigation cells. And the next one is, as you see, we're building marsh while we're building this project because we have to provide mitigation for the project. The next one is another mitigation project. And then the next one is in Bayou Delaware. The Corps is actually building this with the levee district. It's the first levee that the Corps has built in this area. And this is Reach 8. This is from Mormon Ridge, not all the way to the intercoastal, but towards the intercoastal. And if you look at the next slide, that's the levee itself. So we're going all the way from Lower Delaware all the way almost to the intercoastal.
And that was a key area right there.
This is a key area, key level. Tony never gave up. He pushed. Tony Alford pushed and pushed the Corps, and they broke ground.
Pushed is a nice word.
That's a very nice word. But they really, really moving. This is the Corps building this, and the Corps, the levee board is building portions of it. As you can see, got a wide footprint on it. And you're looking towards the north right there.
How wide is that?
That's probably 240 feet if I had to guess. The next one is naturally our Barrier Islands. We're concentrating huge on the Barrier Islands through my administration and Governor Jeff Landry's administration. He's big on all coastal restoration from the west to the east. And in the next one I show Raccoon Island. That's why we love, I love segmented breakwater rocks. That's been through 5 hurricanes, and that's a satellite view.
All right, let's do this. We'll take a short break. We'll come back a last segment. We're going to show you a lot more projects. The governor, Jeff Landry, the CPRA chairman, Gordon Dove, Tony Albert, all the levee districts working hand in hand to get this done. We'll be right back.
Sea Level Construction is a heavy civil contractor that provides turnkey services for the industrial and marine industries. From building large-scale infrastructure to installing the foundation for expansion projects, Sea Level and its family of companies offer a wide range of capabilities including driven piles, drill deep foundations, structural fabrication, structural concrete, marine construction, barge maintenance and repair, site work development, heavy equipment repair services, and electrical services. Call Sea Level Construction to set the foundations for your next big project.
All right, let's go right back to CPRA Chairman Gordon Dove through the administration of Governor Jeff Landry, and got a lot more slides to show you.
Okay, and this is Raccoon Island, and we're gonna flip through these pretty quick. This is just, you can see how successful it is after 5 hurricanes in the last 5 or 6 years. If we just start flipping them.
There you go.
It will flip them. You can see the rocks. Looking from the west to the east. And
Keep going, Dwayne, he'll follow you, I guess.
just keep flipping, and you can see how great this really does. It's built up the west end of the island, and this is our showpiece. Is why I'm showing so many slides of it. Remember, all those hurricanes, we didn't touch this; they rebuilt themselves.
Yeah,
and it's just truly amazing. Whiskey Island. We spent $118 million on it. It's coming up. It's just the next couple of slides.
Next one.
You can see how healthy it was in 2017, and look at 2019, how much it's lost without rocks.
Yeah.
You gotta put rocks. I mean, it's just, that was a beautiful island, but we got hit in 2019. Barry tore it up.
That's right.
Barry hit right on that island. There's another one in 23. You can see if that's not that reason to get the rocks. And of course, Trinity Island, we've done some restoration on that. Wine Island, as you know, we started the engineering on that with the levee board, Terrebonne levee board, Tony Alford and Angela Hidalgo's doing it, but we're funding it through CPRA. This is about a $200 million restoration.
Of course, Mitch
East Timberline, Mitch is the project engineer. East Timberline Island, look how healthy it is with the one before. Look at it now. So that was just overlooked. So we're not overlooking it anymore. We're moving forward with it with segmented breakwater rocks. Another thing is a Chapel long distance pipeline sediment. We're starting the engineering on this. I've been wanting to do this for over 10 years. Now that I'm in a position, this is going from the Chapel Eye all the way to Lafourche Parish and actually into Lafourche Parish.
It has been a dream of yours.
So the next one, you can see what we plan to build that would really restore the south end of Terrebonne Parish. Next one, that's where you're going to get your sand from Horseshoe Bend and Crew Boat Cut off the Chapel Eye. You pumping sediment. The next one, it shows you look, you have 8.8 million cubic yards a year that's produced at those 2 points.
Wow.
So you got all the sediment you need. The next one is the way the pipeline runs. Gives you an idea of how it runs all the way over to the eastern side of Terrebonne Parish, and we're actually going to extend that into Lafourche Parish.
You know how long they've been talking about doing that? You doing it?
Yeah, we're doing it. We started engineering. We can fund it. This is the Desalmond floodgate, critical for Lafourche Parish and North Lafourche and for St. Charles Parish. This gate will be under construction, should be within a year time.
Wow.
It's a 250-foot gate at a plus 18. Of course, we're rocking Fouchon, and you can see Fouchon, how critical. Then you have Loop, the next one, and you got the booster pumps on there. You got we got to protect this. This is our economic. This is economic and protection. We're gonna build 8.5 miles of segmented breakwater rocks, and we're gonna try to go to 10 feet on it.
Flip over one more, Dwayne.
Yeah, that's the booster pumps. That's what gets it over to Loop further up north. And then
and one more.
Then we go to Reach Out. That's a levee in Lafourche Parish, but it protects Terrebonne. And we got we're also doing a 1,200 CFS capacity pump station, which Archie Chessaw is handling, and Dwayne Bourgeois and the levee boards. And that is going to pump into the basin. That's going to help fresh water from the intercoastal, not from the river, nothing.
Right.
It's good to the eastern side of Terrebonne, western Lafourche. And then, of course, we're doing the Chandelier Islands just to show you how big the Chandelier Islands are. We've actually awarded the first 13 miles of that. And then Marsh Island, that's a little ways away from here, but that's New Iberia. That's, we own 72,000 acres of the wildlife and fisheries. Bob Black Pump Station, talking with Parish President Jason Bergeron. We started this project about 8 years ago. The money's there. Jennifer Jaboski was great getting the money from the feds, and they all moving forward with it. It's already permitted. That's on Geraldine Road. Grand Caillou Pump Station. That's a 6,000 CFS pump station, and we're moving forward too. That's in the Houma Navigation Canal. And in the Bayou Chene floodgate, that was shut for the high water. It held back 2 foot of water into the intercoastal. More behind your house, you'd have had 2 foot of water. And then there's 2 floodgates in the intercoastal, the ICW east and west. That's around the east one is around Lafourche Parish, and the west one is around Miners. And then you got the Petit Caillou floodgate, which is operational, and you have the Bayou Terrebonne, which is operational, and that's a pump station that we built under my administration in Chauvin. And you got the Bayou Terrebonne pump station.
One more?
Below Montague. Yeah, one more that's below Montague, which is going under construction. And you're gonna have a floodgate by the Twin Span, and you're gonna have another one. Well, that's a pump station by the hospital. That's going to construction, and you're gonna have the Company Canal, and you're gonna completely put Montague and Berg and all everything south of the coastal under pump.
Take a deep breath. We're going to get you back. That's a lot of projects. Amen on that. Thank you for joining us.
I know I went fast, but we had a lot of projects. Thank you, boys.
We'll see you next time on Going Public.
Thank y'all.